When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's Group Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Lizzy's reaching out. My sister recently got out of a bad relationship. We've always been really close, and when she asked if she and her kids could live with us, I didn't hesitate to say yes.
All right.
I have 4 kids, ranging in age from 6 to 12. Mm-hmm. She has 2 kids, ages 8 and 1.
Oof.
I hate to say this, but I wish I could go back in time and tell her no. It has been chaos for over 3 months now, and my husband and I are supporting them all. She does chip in on some small groceries, and I've never complained until I found out she was hiding food in her room.
Oh.
She's also a complete slob, doesn't help around the house at all. She's not helping pay any bills, also not helping with any of the housework. She literally comes home, lays in the bed, and the rest of the night plays on her phone, lets her small kids do whatever they want.
Oh.
Yeah. She and I get into arguments almost daily now, mostly about her being lazy and not watching her kids, and she tells me I'm crazy. She has totally interrupted my peace, and it's kind of dividing our family because our other sister is with me in thinking she's got to grow up, move out, and take care of herself and the kids. Our parents say I can't kick my baby sister out and we need to figure it out. I have tried talking to her until I'm blue in the face. Nothing changes. The constant arguing isn't helping our relationship. So how do I dish out some tough love without ruining our relationship for good?
Oh, wow. How awkward a situation. I feel sorry for you right now just because that... You've been
doing all the right
family.
things.
Yeah, I feel like, now granted, we're getting one side of the story, but everything that Lizzy's saying sounds like she's doing the right thing. And then she's getting, her other sister is like, yo, kick her out. Her parents are like, no.
That's your sister. You need to work and love each other.
I mean, I guess my first thought is, why aren't the parents being more supportive?
Yes. And you know what? And maybe the parents take her in. I don't know if they live here locally.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know that. They could be out of state or out of, it may not be a situation where it's easy to just say, all right, well, hey, we'll let her stay with us.
Yes.
Well,
in kind of like a follow-up correspondence I had with Lizzy, she said, the parents have been enabling the sister, her entire life.
I mean, so far, just about 90% of the comments that we're getting are the parents need to step in. The parents need to, if it's that big of a deal, the parents need to step in, the parents need to step in, the parents need to step in. So, if we've established that.
Yes, and it doesn't even sound like that this sister has a job if she's not helping pay with the bills.
But I guess now we need to figure out, how do we get the parents on board to help in a more substantial way?
Well, Lizzy can say, listen, I have 4 kids. We can't continue to support even more. You guys got to step in and help us out because it's crazy over here. Can you please step in?
All right, so this is where we need your help, especially if you've been in a situation where you have been generous, you've opened up your house to maybe a guest who then overstayed their welcome. How did you resolve it? How did you get this person out of your house? And then what happened? Did the friendship last, or did it ruin it? Because I think what the results are going to help Lizzy with how she handles this, but I can totally understand why she's coming to us and is like, I'm at my wit's end. I can't figure this out.
Yeah, Jessica suggests if she's laying in bed all the time, sounds like she's struggling with her mental health.
Right.
Can you help her get a therapist?
Yep.
Maybe the therapist can help her with the transition to independent living.
All right, 502-571-9970 is our number. All right, so group therapy, we are helping out Lizzy, who has found herself in a situation where she opened up her house to her sister, who just got out of a bad relationship. So, she and her kids have been staying with her for about 3 months, I think, at this point. But it's been kind of a nightmare. And
Lizzy and her husband have 4 kids, and then you add in her sister and her 2 kids. And it's just been a lot. And her sister hasn't been making any effort to help around the house, pay any bills, do any housework, nothing.
Yeah. So, the parents are like, hey, she's family. She needs help. You need to help her. Her older sister's like, yo, kick her out.
Yeah. Mom and dad have been enabling the behavior all her life.
Right.
You need to kick her out.
All right. So we've established the fact that the parents should probably be a greater force in this whole solution.
Well, yeah, if they think, oh, she's family, then you take her because you do not currently have like 4 other kids running around your house.
Yeah. But I'd love to hear from you, especially if you've been in this situation and how you moved forward with it. Carla.
I actually had a similar situation, and the best advice I could provide is to try and help her be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she has 2 kids and she's not working, then she could easily qualify for food stamps as well as, like, Medicaid and other services. Maybe putting a time limit, like, you have 2 months to move out. And until then, I will help you with trying to be self-sufficient. I will help you find a cheap apartment. If you need help getting like services to help you, I'll be happy to do that as well. Just try and make it to where you're trying to help her be self-sufficient instead of just plain kicking her out. Because that's what I had to do to get rid of a best friend that I'd had for like 10 years. She moved in and her boyfriend did the same thing. They paid some bills for like a month or 2 and then just stopped altogether. Oh, wow. I was paying for the food. I was paying for their living expenses. And the best way for us to keep our friendship was for me to help her try and find a way to where she wasn't living with me, but she wasn't having to like move into another friend or another family member's house.
Carla, thank you so much.
Really good advice.
Yeah.
All right, Tina. So what is your thought on this?
So I had the same situation with my younger sister. And I agree with the previous caller. You have to sit down with them and give them a time limit.
Okay.
You have to say, okay, on this date, you have to be out of here.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm going to help you with getting a job and finding a place to live and getting, help with food stamps, et cetera, et cetera. And you have to have them sign the agreement.
Oh.
You have to have it on paper. You have to have it on paper. You have to have the list of, this is what we're agreeing to.
Yeah.
And by this date,
yeah,
you have to be out and share it with the parents, tell them what you're doing. And when it gets, like 1 month to the date, have it on the fridge, have it as a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks before the date.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that way it's not a surprise, it's not abrupt. And when you get to the date, if they haven't done any of it, then you have to put your foot down. It's really hard, but you have to, because if you don't, they'll stay forever.
Yeah.
And but I agree, you have to do it in a process, and you have to, having them sign it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
because they see it.
Yep.
It's in writing.
Yeah. Tina, I like the timeline. Like, give it, like, instead of just saying, hey, I want you out this weekend, it's like, okay, here's a date in the future we're going to work towards, and you're going to sign it, and we all agree that you're going to get on your feet at this time.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I also like, there's specific dates here as well from a listener who's like, hey, you can stay through the holidays, but you need to be on your own place by January 15th, like an actual date. So,
yeah, a lot of people are saying you got to name a specific deadline for her to meet.
Yeah.
Julie said, I had a similar situation, had my daughter to set goals. By this date, you should have this much money to save for an apartment.
Yep.
She was also responsible for certain days of the week for dinner, laundry, stuff like that. Sounds like the parents are enablers, never taught the daughter responsibility. So set the time frame. That'll help her understand she's responsible for herself and her children. Like, yeah, when you are a mom, you have got to rise up. Like, you have other little humans you're responsible for. It's not just you and your feelings. Sure, she's probably dealing with some depression. Therapy could probably help with that. But, she needs to snap out of it really fast because you have other people you are responsible for.
Well, hey, hopefully this gives you a little bit of, confidence in how you move forward. Keep us posted on, what happens. All right.
I know it's easier said than done. We're sitting here just barking off all these things. You need to do this, but you're in the thick of it. Yeah. You're in the middle of it, and your family is entrenched in it with all different opinions on ultimately what you are doing in your home. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. We wish you a lot of luck.
All right. So if you missed out on dispensing your perfect advice, you can always follow up on Facebook at Ben and Kelly Show.